Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Betholkis, and it's time for the Wheel of Time, Season 1, Episode 4, The Dragon Reborn. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos, my fast video library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you don't want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, hit that bell down below. It's a 100% chance that YouTube won't notify you. So the best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it out every week. I'm usually within a half hour of when I hit that start time. It's just holidays, stuff like that. So, I was a little bit behind today, a little half an hour behind. Sorry about that. Um, Also, I have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. So, with that said, let's get down to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. All right, I'm giving you enough time to hit pause or stop or whatever it is you're doing. So, the guy that we saw in the cage at the end of season or episode 3, we see in another town basically raising hell with an army. He's invaded a castle, if you will, or a kingdom, and just he's using the one power basically to take out swords and arrows and everything else like that. And he convinces a king that he is actually the Dragon Reborn, um, but not by killing him, which the voices that are talking to him tell him to do, but by healing the king's wounds. So we get a little bit of background on him on that, and his name, of course, is Logain, not to be confused with Rogaine. Rogaine grows hair. Logain has hair, long hair. That's how you can tell the difference between the two. Um, so yeah, so the Aes Sedai have him, of course, captured, and there's two of them each time that need to keep basically keep him cut off from the one power at a time. And as one of the Aes Sedai, I believe it's Karain, says that it's like trying to keep a cat in the bath. That's what it feels like because he's just always fighting against them and not breaking a sweat either as he's doing this. So we also get a little bit more background on the Aes Sedai and their color schemes. So they all have color schemes. So there's a red sect, a blue sect, and a green sect. And the red sect, which is what Leandrin is part of, and they're the ones that are hunting these false dragons, if you will, and gentling them, which they basically strip them of their ability to access the one power. Um, and they are basically the enforcers, if you will. They go out and enforce the law, not just to false dragons, but also to other Aes Sedai. And they are the ones that are supposed to be upholding the Aes Sedai traditions and the words and their rules and all this kind of stuff. The green, on the other hand, are supposed to be the heroic. They're basically the warriors, the fighters. They are the ones that go out. Ooh, sorry. There's got a dog out in the freaking hallway all of a sudden. Um, Sorry about that. So the heroic group, of course, are the ones that are supposed to be the fighters, the soldiers, if you will, and they are the ones that are supposed to be adept at using their ability for fighting. And then, of course, you have the blue, which is what Moraine is part of, which are supposed to be the spies, is what Leandrin said. They are supposed to be the info gatherers, the ones that go out there and seek knowledge. They are the knowledge seekers, if you will. So we get that, which I think was needed in this. We're still getting some world building going on. We're only 4 episodes in, of course, and then we also find out that the companions to the sorry, the dog just looked really weird over here. The companions to the Aes Sedai are actually their warders. We already know that they have a connection. They could feel what the Aes Sedai feel. Um, but there's no, like, I guess, sexual thing that's, attached to I don't know, there's some weird shit going on between the Warders and the Aes Sedai. We still haven't figured this out. And, of course, this is all explained to, and now I'm blanking on her name all of a sudden, Nynaeve? Nynaeve, however you're gonna pronounce it. I'm gonna murder it, of course. So, um she coming in as a wisdom doesn't know any of this, and her knowledge is limited, and of course Lan is bringing her up to speed on all of this, and in due time bringing all us up to speed as well, those of us who have not read the books. Raymond says the blue sect explains how she was able to evade the white coat's interrogation without lying. Exactly. Well, she can't lie either, so yeah. So supposedly Logain has thousands of followers, and they took off after he was captured by the Aes Sedai, but that really hasn't happened. And we see them, well, actually, yeah, we see them coming in and start attacking the compound where the Aes Sedai have, made camp for the night. And Logain is able to break his captor's hold on him, just as Moraine comes in and explains to him that he is not. She goes, now that we can talk because everyone else is knocked out, convince me that you're the Dragon Reborn. And he says, I can hear all the other voices, the thousands of dragons before me, and they're all guiding me to do the right thing this time. And she's like, "Yeah, that's not right. I mean, it sounds like you're kind of insane, and that's the reason why you're hearing voices." And she goes, "The amount of power that you're showing right now is a small amount." As she puts it, it's the candle against a raging sun. The candle flame against a raging sun is what she says. And in the meantime, as all this is going on, we have oh my god, yeah, we have so much stuff going on. We have Egwin and Perrin who are hiding out, or not hiding out, they're being guests, I guess, of the Tinkers, and they're learning about the way of the leaf, which is basically pacifism at this point, and how everyone who is in the Tinkers doesn't fight. They don't have weapons, anything like that. If they are attacked, they try to run. If they can't run, they try to endure, as they've been told. And they also find out that when those that are born in the Tinkers group there, once they turn 20, they leave the wagons. They go out into the world to see if the Tinker's life is the way for them or not. And if it's not, they come back. So and more often than not, they do come back, is what Egwin is told. So it's an interesting, you know, story here. And both Egwin and Perrin, well, Perrin more than Egwin doesn't really trust them, and but still not enough to leave as of yet. In the meantime, also we've got Ron and Matt, Rand, excuse me, Rand and Matt, along with their companion, Tom Marilyn, who find a farm and they're going to crash out there for the night. They want to do it without them noticing them, of course, but of course they're caught and they tell the truth. Rand tells the truth, and they end up staying the night there. Unbeknownst to them, though, Matt has been infected by that city with whatever that black goop is, and he ends up killing the entire family. And then also the faceless ones have shown up at the barn as well. And as Thom is fighting them, Rand and Matt make a run for it. So, yeah. Tim, hey, Tim, Baki, welcome, by the way, Tim. I don't know if I've seen you before in the chat, but welcome. Says Illa made me teary. Matt didn't kill the family. It was the Fade that killed the family. Okay. I thought it was Matt that did. So the way they made it look was that Matt had done it. But all right. So there you go. Raymond says, "Do you think the eyeless just find them, or was it Tom?" I think I just found him. I think because he's now got the sword. It's like a beacon or the little dagger, whatever it is. It's like a beacon. That's what he's carrying around with him. So he needs to drop that at some point in time. And I think that'll also get rid of whatever the black goop is that he's got in him as well. Um, and to end things off, so once Rogaine shatters so what ends up happening is Karen's ward or warder, if you will, Stefan feels her die. He gets pissed off. He comes in as Moraine and Leandrin are actually binding Rogaine, and Stefan tries to kill Rogan, and all he does is succeed and get his axe shattered and become shrapnel across the cave. The wounds pretty much everybody and also slits Lon's throat. And Lon is laying there dying. Nynaeve comes in and she is perplexed, she doesn't know what to do. She's trying to stop the bleeding, and she basically cries out and becomes this gigantic ball of light. And Rogan looks at her and says, "Oh, okay, raging sun. Now I see the power," kind of thing. And she heals everybody in the room. And that's kind of where we leave off on the episode, where you know is Nynaeve the Dragon Reborn? We don't know, but most likely she is, because of the amount of power that she actually just put out there. um Penn says they wanted us to think Matt did it until the eyeless one showed up on screen. So still, I mean, the way that was still put up was that Matt had done it, but I didn't see any blood on his sword, on his knife either. And they Yeah, that's right. He didn't have any blood on his knife. So that's right. He did not do it, but he did have blood on his hands. But I think that was just because he was outside and he was looking at the little girl that was out there, and he was under the sway of whatever that black goop is that's in his mouth, or was coming out of his mouth. So that's where we leave off on this episode. Good episode. Again, it's building stuff up. It is actually explaining stuff to us without just kind of how should I say this, without dumping it out in a way that is sitting there and explaining everything to us in a written form, if you will. It is actually doing it in a way that you have other characters that are learning this along with us, and so that's the way you want to do it. And it's coming along fairly naturally. I mean, there's little bumps here and there, but I think it's pretty good. I think they're doing a good job of this. Um, the show so far for me, I'm enjoying it. It's not like, wowing me or anything like that, but it's interesting. I'll stick with it for a little bit here. And it's not horrible either. So Raymond says Naive basically brought land back from the dead. You think they're gonna ship them? They had some sweet moment. Yeah, so that whole thing with them, they might ship them. I don't know. I doubt it, but one never knows. So yeah, it's some interesting stuff. Um, I am liking that. So this is all shot in Australia, New Zealand, both Australia and New Zealand. So they are using actors that are of Aboriginal descent, which of course Egwin, the actress who plays her, Madeline. Now I'm blanking on her name now. Madeline Madden. Madden, yes, Madeline Madden is her name. So she is of Aboriginal descent. So are some of the people that were in the Tinkers as well. And it's nice seeing a diversity in cast. I can just say that without making a big deal about it. So yeah. Um, no, she did not resurrect the dead, Raymond. She didn't bring Land back. He was dying, but she was able to basically save his life. Yeah. And yeah, if she was resurrecting the dead, then Kareen would have been brought back. But yeah, Mr. Roboto, it's both a book, a series, and also it's an Amazon series. So yeah, this is my fourth episode that I'm doing. You can always go back to the first episode that's in there and look at it that way. Or you can always go to Amazon Prime and take a look and see what the first episode is and see if it grabs you. So, yeah, good stuff. Like I said, I'm enjoying it so far, and yeah, yeah, the cast is great as well. No hiccups on any of this so far. So yeah, I'm interested to see where we're going with this. I'm actually just taking a look right now because I can't remember how many episodes. I believe so there's going to be 9 episodes. This first season is what they said. So season 1 is 9 episodes long. Let me just make sure of that. As I'm, yeah, 8 episodes. Okay. So yeah, so we have the Dragon Reborn was episode 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so 8 episodes. I take that back. And the final episode actually falls on Christmas Eve. So yes, we'll have a Christmas Eve stream, if you will. Raymond, to take back what I previously said about this show, as long as we get episodes like this every once in a while, I'm totally on board. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, I have no complaints about this, which is, good. um, but also at the same time, it's not like, wowing me over the moon. It's something that I don't mind watching. It's on. It's genre, of course. So it's in my wheelhouse, if you will. No pun intended on that, but yeah, it is in my wheelhouse there. So with that said, what else do I have going on this week? Well, funny you should ask. Tomorrow is going to be Saturday morning blast off where I take the genre news of the weekend and genre stuff you guys want to talk about when we talk about it. Sunday, I'm off. Monday is another episode of Spoiler Alert, where basically anything that is out to the general public that you guys want to talk about without any spoilers, with spoilers involved, we can talk about it. Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet. I'll find something, but who knows? We'll find something to talk about. Wednesday is going to be Hawkeye. Hawkeye episode 3 is what we're going to be talking about. Thursday, I will be off. Friday will be another episode of Wheel of Time, episode 5 of Wheel of Time. And that's where we come back around again, full circle. Yes, Raymond, I did see He-Man Part 2. I actually watched it. So we could talk about that on Monday on Spoiler Alert. Or I can actually do Is It Worth My Time and do the second half of it and talk about that way too. I could do it that way. I mean, either way. Honestly, I don't think it merits another Is It Worth My Time? It really doesn't. But yeah. Yeah, I saw that was out there. Man. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithm of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button. And if you don't want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, hit that bell down below. It's a 100% chance that YouTube won't notify you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. So this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, or Meta page, excuse me, my Meta page, still called Facebook. If you look at it, it says Facebook. And there's also a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. So, with that said, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find out that that little dagger that you're carrying also carries along some of the black goop with you too, and you don't want that. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow for Saturday morning blast off. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, and get those flu shots as well. It's going to be a nasty one this season. stay safe out there, and hopefully you got some sleep during this whole Black Friday stuff, because I know I did. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later, and I'll see you tomorrow, actually. So take care, have a good night, and see you then.